The government is committed to stamping out aggressive tax avoidance, and it's committed to improving its cash flow. The accelerated payment notice has been an important development in this drive to improve cash flow. To issue an accelerated payment notice, the scheme for which the notice is being issued needs to have a Dotas reference number. Now, when an APN, an accelerated payment notice, is issued, that is an upfront demand for tax on the presumption that the scheme to which it's being issued or for which it's being issued will fail. You've got your normal rights of appeal, but you need to pay the tax up front, and then if you are successful, you can get the money back. In most cases, you won't be. So this APN development has been a means by which the government has the money in their pockets rather than your pockets until the case has been decided. So, if to have a Dotas reference number is an important, in fact, a prerequisite to issue an APN, then you need to have as many schemes as possible for which you can issue a Dotas reference number. In 2014, the government looked at this and looked at expanding the range of schemes for which Dotas reference numbers could be issued. And inheritance tax schemes, which they felt had got off a bit lightly, were included in that review. They decided in 2015, bit of history here, that they needed to spend a bit more time on this because they really didn't want to catch ordinary, non-contrived inheritance tax planning. So we now have the latest iteration of the draft regulations, and we're fairly close to what the final regulations will be, most people think. So to have a Dotas number issued in respect of an inheritance tax scheme, the scheme needs to have as its main purpose the achieving of an inheritance tax advantage. That's one condition. That would cover a very wide range of schemes if that were the only condition. And the second condition to be satisfied is that as well as achieving an inheritance tax advantage as your main purpose, you need to have one or more contrived or abusive steps inserted into the scheme, incorporated into the scheme, without which the tax advantage couldn't be secured. So that narrows it down a bit. They've also said, look, these are the sort of schemes that we wouldn't want to catch, that we think are in no way abusive or contrived anyway. Straightforward gifts. Gifts into settlement where the settlor, the person creating the settlement, isn't seeking to continue to enjoy benefit, basically overcome the gift of reservation provisions. Ordinary BPR schemes, deeds of variation. So a wide range of things. They see, look, they're not even in the ballpark. We're not even considering these. So that's very good news. However, that point on settlements what about settlements where the individual is seeking to overcome the gift of reservation provisions, enjoying a benefit from the settlement they've set up? Wouldn't that catch loan trust, discounted gift trust? Because that's broadly what they're doing. Great news there is there's a section of the regulations that says these are the exceptions. So on the basis that these schemes probably would be caught because they probably would satisfy those two conditions if we didn't have the exceptions section, but we do. And therefore loan trust, discounted gift trust, reversionary trusts, split trusts are all excluded. We need to do a bit more work. There's a bit more work that needs to be done, not we, the government, but representations have been made to include schemes based on collective investments as well as those based on insurance products and capital redemption plans. But largely we are in a pretty good place. The consultation ends on the 13th of July. There's still time to get a little bit, at the time of recording this, to get your representations in. There's much more detail on this subject, and it is quite detailed, with links to the Dotas regulations in our Techlink bulletins.